to kind of get the wheels rolling. So, what are some things that you guys put in economics? What are some things? Taxation without representation. Boston Tea Party. I have a friend from college that actually, he's from Boston. And in his room, his dorm room at San Jose State, he actually had a little like canister with tea from the Boston Tea Party. Because one of the members of his family supposedly was there. And I was like, dude, why do you have this here? This should be in a museum, right? Like, you know. So, anyway, what else? Economic. No other things economic? The Stamp Act. What else we got in economics? The navigation laws. And again, we're struggling a little bit right now because we have not looked at 7 and 8, but hopefully this is getting the wheels rolling for you guys. French and Indian War, for sure, right? The results of it, yeah.
English people who smuggled French goods.
Okay, so smuggling, right? Just smuggling, which means like maybe John Hancock is in there. Okay. The French fur trappers, okay? French fur trappers. Oh, for today. All right, yeah, Serena. Are you sure? Okay, what about under social?
I put the Boston Tea Party because they were protesting.
Okay, so protest, very good, right? Social is a form of protest, right? Or protest is a form of social. Very good.
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty. Okay? And again, the Sons of Liberty themselves would not be a reason, right? But you would mention them as them fighting for those social reasons, right? Yeah? The Declaration of Independence, fantastic. Right? And that could actually go in political too, right? And even economic, because when they start listing some of the things, the grievances, right? What else? The Boston Massacre, fantastic. What else? Okay. The Minutemen. Okay? For sure, right? And you can even throw them into political. Okay? Consequences of the Boston Massacre, right? So maybe even propaganda as a social thing. Yeah. Relations with the natives. Taverns. Join or die. Okay? What about political? What are some things we should throw in there for political? Benjamin Franklin. What else? The Treaty of Utrecht. Okay? And again, as you start to kind of write these, you'll notice that some of the things, especially like the details of the French and Indian War, aren't necessary for your essay. Right? Does that make sense what I'm saying? But we need to make sure we understand the French and Indian War first, right? Yeah. Proclamation of 1763. John Adams. The Bill of Rights, eventually. Huh? Which one? No? What other political things? How about people? Other political people? Thomas Jefferson. Paul Revere. George Washington. Alexander Hamilton. Okay? He's super young at the time.
What is this?
Okay? And again, did you guys have some? Did you guys have any? You guys already did? Okay. Anybody want to add any more? So one of the things that I was telling Karnbir is right now, listen, right now, based on what you have, this would only be a why was the war fought, right? What's missing in like your evidence and stuff right now? Like how do things change? Okay? So what I told Karnbir, right, and what I was telling Brittany over here, is that as we get through the next two chapters, obviously with Gold Day, we'll get through chapter 6 tomorrow. One of the things that I'm going to give you is a worksheet where you will be able to put into the worksheet the change. And we'll talk about, because I'm going to give you guys like a big list of changes that occurred. And so what I hope you guys do is you take a look at the things that change and you go, oh, that had to do with that. That had to do with that, right? So when you say something like, being treated like second-class citizens, right? Okay, well, what are things that you can say in there, right? You can say things like, well, in the Declaration of Independence, right, they hope to do this. In terms of like the Bill of Rights, whatever it is that I'm going to give you, you'll be able to kind of put in there, right? So that you have an answer to the evidence of why the war was fought. Because the mistake, and I don't even remember talking about this last year when I talked to you guys, the mistake that every year, because I always use this one for the second essay, I always use it. The number one mistake that students make on this essay is they write the most beautiful essays on why the war was fought. And then they end up getting C's. And they're like, why did I get a C on my essay? You said it was super good. Yeah, because you only answered one part of the question. And it's, why was the war fought? You forgot to do what? How did it change? Right? How did it change? Because obviously, if you're going to fight a revolutionary war, it's because you want to change things. If you're going to break away from a monarchy, it's kind of important that you mention maybe what type of government they thought about having. A representative government, right? Okay. A republic. A democracy, right? So very different. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you don't want us to do a body paragraph about that?
No, I don't. Because we're not there yet. Right? What I want you to do is you need to learn to be able to identify those things within your paragraph. Okay? Because it shows the reader that you can do change over time. So you're doing two things here, right? Cause and effect. Cause and effect in terms of why the war is being fought, but then cause and effect in terms of how do things cause change. But then it's also change over time. That's very elaborate. So to simply just remove that and say, this is what the new government's going to be, you're going to have a whole essay to do that. It's your first EPQ. Okay? So I want to see that you guys can do this in the body paragraphs as your analysis. You need to be able to say, they fought for this reason, and this is what they hope to create as a result. They fought for this reason, and this is what they hope to create as a result. Does that kind of make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. Questions about anything? Any of this? Is this kind of helpful? Yeah. And again, look at, the reason I did this is because you probably wouldn't have. Right? But this is the reality, right? If you don't do this, and granted, right now it took longer because we're in a big group setting. But what's stopping you from doing this together? Especially first semester when all the essays are what? Take home. Right? What stops you? I had students a couple years ago who Skyped with each other all the time. Right? They would always Skype and then they would communicate. You guys still use Skype? That's new. What do you guys use now? Skype. You can't do multiples, right? What would you guys use to be able to do like 4 or 5? Google Hangout?